Hello and welcome to DCP Live, episode number 237. The Aussie Bogan edition.
Hey, I've got a mullet. I've got a mullet and everything in the photo.
Yeah,
you look
welcome.
alluring in that photo. I'm not gonna lie. That art, you look
Glorious.
you're giving the eyeball. You're like
Giving the look, the down under look, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty happy today because I've been looking for my father for years now, and I finally found him.
This is an amazing reunion, right? Papa Briar. Does that mean by relation that we're gonna have to eat Mylin also? Roast him? Roast him.
Mylin.
Mylin. Sorry, we were talking about pronunciation. I was like Brisbane and Brisbane and all that. And
Mylin.
Messing up my brain.
Mylin. I want to date her.
So you're gonna get eaten at some point in the future. Just let you know.
Wait, is Bogan a banned word on Twitch?
It did pick it up. I don't know why.
Really?
Twitch was, yeah,
Really?
it went to auto mod, and it's literally just Bogan.
I wonder if it's should we not be using it?
Is that a slur?
No,
Are you baiting?
Yeah, is this like a?
banned? No,
Is this
it's not
a slur?
It's not a slur. In fact, Bogans are happy to be Bogans. They
Okay.
claim like it's a badge of honor if you're a Bogan because you've got like a
It's
fast
like
car
rednecks.
and you can drink heaps of beer.
Oh, redneck is also a band word
Rednecks.
on Twitch.
Oh, it
Redneck's
is?
banned, automated.
Band.
This is
It's
so
not
weird.
as bad as I don't think it's not on the same level as redneck.
Well, there's people all
it's-
over my state that have bumper stickers that say "Proud to be a redneck."
I'm sure they are proud to be.
Where are you again, bro? Maine, Massachusetts,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
God damn it!
Somewhere where there's lobster.
Yeah, there is lobster, and it's delicious. I just had some this week.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome back to the show. How have you been? How's things?
Well, busy. I've been married. I'm still am married.
Congratulations. Been married and still married, so
Going well.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So got that was awesome, and I submitted my PhD. So
Congrats.
I am in
Dr.
full time.
Dr. Mylin. I'm sorry.
Mylin. Dr.
Mylin.
Yeah. Do you know that's how the text? That's how the text to speech says it. Mylin.
Turns out I'm a text-to-speech robot this whole time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tev's a robot.
What?
So yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your the PhD in?
I designed and developed computer coding classes for kids with autism. So my
Oh.
background's in health, so not the tech side of it. So sort of how we designed and delivered and created an environment that was cool to go and hang out in and learn tech skills
Awesome.
and be around other kids with autism. So yeah, I have
That is awesome.
3 clubs in Western Australia that are still going strong.
That's amazing, man.
And sort of been handed over to the community. And I think one of our biggest clubs has like 200 kids that go each Saturday.
Wow,
wow.
that's so cool, man. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. So it was 4.5 years. It's a very long time.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it's submitted. I mean, all the fun stuff
bet.
was meeting the community and
Yeah.
actually running classes and designing that. And then all the boring stuff was like, now I've got to prove it works, even though we've got like all these kids that are really happy and have finally had
Put
friends
into a
and
thesis and
having
all
their
that.
first sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing all the articles and stuff.
Right.
is
Yeah.
an absolute grind. So
Oh.
it's good to have it. I've got it submitted. I haven't got the results back yet, so we'll see.
That's really cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Appreciate
I'm a little disappointed that it's not in Elixir lore, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would have been on
mate,
brand.
I've already got a PhD in that. I don't need to do it twice.
Oh man.
Well, I've got plenty of stuff to talk about when we get to it. About
What was your
Elixir
reaction
babies.
when you saw the Elixir babies? Yeah, like what was your reaction? First reaction,
Well,
gut reaction.
Yeah.
My first reaction was what I tweeted, which was everyone who keeps saying protect the babies. Shut the F up, because you guys have been destroying servitors for years without any thought, any remorse. Read the goddamn law.
I felt bad.
Murderers.
I didn't feel bad.
What can you?
I felt bad. I thought about it.
For the members of the audience that aren't aware of this detailed lore, obviously we know. Yeah, we're well in it, but we'd like to enlighten the listener base. Yeah, of the servitor situation.
Produce ether, right?
Right.
That's why they're revered as gods. They're also in the shape of the traveler, so they're not even within the ranks of the fallen. They're like godlike.
We get a thing on the map that says they're stealing ether. Let's go kill this asshole. That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and there's a whole bunch of laws saying that we've been starving the fallen of ether. For that their children die from not having ether, because
it's like Promised Neverland. I get it.
So,
damn,
that's what you guys have been doing, and then all of a sudden you get shown
one baby
fallen baby, and you're like, oh, we love the fallen, save the fallen.
Is the community going to go on a full no shoot servitors policy?
Yeah, save servitor. Hashtag save servitors.
Yeah, be
no one run.
Pacifist
run. Whatever it's called.
Yeah, immediately go to orbit on Devil's Run.
Immediately.
To be fair, we are fresh off of the Mandalorian and the whole Baby Yoda saga.
Yeah.
So it's like we got a little bit of baby coveting in our souls right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's great. I think humanizing the fallen is they've always done it in the lore, but I think putting something like Baby Fallen into it really does it for your sort of Destiny player that maybe hasn't read the lore before, the Gremlin cards, and like, oh, okay, like maybe these guys are not the bad dudes and we've just been murdering them. So
I love that
tactic.
I love seeing more about them than just like some bad guy on a battlefield. It's really nice to see that in game.
Definitely.
And I hope we see it more to make decisions of like, do we want to go and shoot servitor? No, we don't want to, because we like the fallen.
They should make a game where the first half is you go kill all these servitors, and then the second half you get to be the servitor and see all those scenes happen wwhere you killed those servitors. And they're
it'd be like BioShock, like being in Big Daddy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it'd be cool if because Mythrax started with basically an alternate ending storyline in the quest, right? We've never really had that happen again. It would be cool if they paid a nice little Easter egg like that with a season about Mythrax. If there was a mission or something like that where you could not shoot a servitor. Like that would fit really nicely. Or you could, save a servitor from someone, and then, all this ether goes to fallen babies.
To the fallen babies. Maybe we can do fetch quests where we get ether for the babies.
They drown in ether.
Yeah, dude. Maybe there's
they all OD.
Take Guardian games, replace it with babies, and we have to get ether to deposit to the babies.
All I know is on the Bungie store within the next month, there better be little plushy fallen babies on there.
If they haven't thought about it already, they're nuts. They need to have it
They
immediately.
can sell dozens of these.
Dozens.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So also Mythrax is like kind of coming back into the story. And that was really exciting because he's been in the lore since Destiny 1, right?
First appeared in the Enemy of My Enemy mission, which I want to say was 2017. I think it's actually Destiny 2 launch.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Destiny 2, right?
Just beginning of D2.
Yeah, it was that mission where you hunt him down and then you get to choose whether or not you kill him or not. That's when he first appeared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the methane reactor. You're told that the Fallen are trying to get the methane reactor to produce ether. You see Mythrax. He's fighting a Hive Knight. You can nuke both of them, which most people did with like a Nova bomb or whatever, and you get like the standard ending. But if you pick off the Hive Knight, he actually does a bow. He says some Fallen speech, which isn't translated. He does like a sword bow, and
did that too.
I nuked both of them, and I'm satisfied with my decision. And also, if given the chance, I will kill those little babies.
And this is why, again, we eat Briar.
Briar's got to go first. He's going to get eaten.
That's it. He's too much of a liability.
It's only fair because the Fallen ate our children, so you know, an eye for an eye.
Yikes. There you go.
Yeah. I guess so. Oh my goodness. The new Fallen sliders. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So Mythrax.
Sort of it's like a play on words, yeah. Fallen sliders. Oh no. I do have more lore on Mythrax. I don't know if you want to talk about it now, if you want to save it for later, but I can.
Let's
it's
get
a
right
lore
in.
show. I'm ready. I got Coco ready to go.
So that was
I need some jammies.
That was probably Mythrax's first appearance to the player, right? Because when you saw Mythrax, he didn't have anything previously written. It was just that mission.
Yeah.
When Forsaken came out, they released some more story behind Mythrax, and specifically his interactions with Shaw Ido. Shaw is the previous owner of Wishender, the exotic bow that you find in Shattered Throne, and there's that sort of statue in the Shattered Throne dedicated to Shaw. She did become a lover of Mara Sov, so she's an important character. She was also one of the first generation awoken.
I can give you a website where you can probably find it, bro.
All right, excellent. I'll be looking for that.
I'm sure there's some artists out there that have depicted that scene. So you have the first sort of lore of Mythrax is that she's actually captured Mythrax, and he's a vandal. So he's not a captain yet.
Oh, interesting.
And this is sort of why you assume that this is probably the first entry, because he's still a vandal at this stage. And for those who don't know, the Fallen can regrow their arms and can be promoted or demoted depending on how much ether that they're rationed. So, you know, if you make a mistake, you get your lower arms chopped off, and they put docking caps on them so they don't respawn, regrow. And then you also don't get many rations, so you stay a dreg. And then if you prove yourself in battle, you get more rations, you get stronger, and eventually, you know, you're trying to get to Kel, essentially. So Mythrax is a vandal still, so one underneath the captain, gets captured by Shaw Ido, taken to the Dreaming City. He is super traditional to the point that he talks about wanting to have his arms ripped off by his captain and how ashamed he is of being captured by this awoken, and even tries to commit suicide, to hide his shame, basically. So he gets a moment where he tries to jump off a cliff, and Shaw catches him and brings him back, and basically says, "Let's start again." And she does a traditional Fallen introduction. It's referred to as an Arillis bow, and I think it's probably very similar to the bow that Mythrax actually gives to us in the Titan mission. But this is before Mythrax is friendly to humanity, so he actually really does not like humanity at all, and very traditional Fallen at this stage. But Shaw Ido does the bow to him with 2 knives, so I think it's probably something similar to what we see, and he's honor bound to introduce himself, and that's where the name Mythrax comes in. So that's why he's referred to Mythrax and Mythrax.
Interesting.
Shaw then goes on to be actually quite famous in Fallen culture. She gets given her own title, Shaw the Unyielding, and gets given a name in Elixir as well. So we're probably assuming that the character we see today, Mythrax, is likely built on that foundation and that relationship that he originally built with Shaw Ido to actually start welcoming or wanting to work with humanity and Guardians. So that's probably the starting point for his, you know, changing his pathway from, you know, hating humanity to actually working with us. And then I think probably the next part is the Titan mission. So chronologically would be the Titan mission. People like Briar ended that timeline.
One Nova Bomb, done.
One and done. For those who saved Mythrax, this was probably the next step in his development of wanting to work with Guardians, right? So it's this really nice thing where Shaw Ido does the bow to him. He's like, okay. And then he builds a relationship. And now he does the bow to us in sort of traditional Fallen sense after we save him from the Hive Knight. So this is sort of the next step in him going, okay, maybe I should be working with Guardians. then there's a bunch of different bits of lore about actually Short Ido dies, and Mythrax goes back and visits her tomb.
Do we know what the timeline is on this stuff? Like, was this?
No, it's gone.
I was gonna say, is it relatively recent, or was this like way before? And is Mythrax super old?
I don't know when the Dreaming City stuff would have happened, and I don't know how old, because he's a Vandal then, and I'm not too sure of the timeline. Obviously, there could be quite a big time skip until the Titan stuff happened, and then once the Titan stuff happened, everything else happened pretty quickly because Mythrax now visits the tomb of Short Ido after she's died, and then he comes back and helps us in Outbreak Perfected Mission 0 Hour.
Right. Yep.
And then he appears in Beyond Light. And so the only bit of time we probably don't know is the big skip between Short Ido. Depends. There's probably some little bit of lore somewhere, like how old is if you work out how old Short Ido was,
right?
You could probably have a guess.
Yeah, and died and had a statue resurrected in the city and all that.
Yeah.
You know? Right.
Yeah. So then, so Mythrax is now working with Guardians, and there's a rumor that he's started House of Light.
Interesting.
So that's when that whole section starts. We don't really know how he got to House of Light and if he's a Guardian or if he's got powers to manipulate the light, but there's just rumors from the hidden that he's working with Guardians, which we see in the lore, a warlock and a hunter. He goes visits Shaw's tomb. And this is where the nice, like, little narrative arc sort of, he goes from traditional fallen hating, humanity. Shaw shows him, like, we can blend these cultures together, and does the bow. We save him in Titan. He returns back to the tomb, and he basically repeats one of Short Ido's sayings to her tomb, which was, we walk this hardship path with joyful hearts, be brave. It's full of despair and hardship, and so sort of repeats one of Short Ido's sort of famous sayings that's in the lore, and that probably is the final sort of capstone on Mythrax being aligned with Guardians and the light and wanting to work with us. And then a bunch of lore items say that let them have the Traveler, they deserve it, etc. And then from there, then you're probably familiar. 0 Hour happened. We meet Mythrax in the farm.
Yep.
He's still working with the Hunter and the Vanguard, but he goes alone to help us in 0 Hour because he accepts us, but we need to accept the Fallen as allies. So that was his way of trying to get more people on board that the Fallen could be worked with. So prevents Eramis from capturing Siva. Helps us get Outbreak perfected, and then leaves again. Eramis's storyline continues into Beyond Light because she was thwarted, with Siva, and so now she pursues House of Salvation with the darkness. Mythrax is there again. We are sending the refugees from Europa, the fallen refugees, board them on the skiff to get them to Mythrax, House of Light, who Varix tells us is an ally. And that's it.
Interesting.
That's what we're up to.
Is there like a parallel going on between Eramis and Mythrax of like the light side versus dark side? Like maybe, Mythrax is going to collect light powers somehow in like almost like a similar storyline.
Yeah. So they've always been sort of parallel fallen protagonists or antagonists, whichever way you want to consider it. Because both sort of want to see the Fallen, return to, rather than being scavengers and pirates. Like they both sort of want the same outcome. They just want to do it differently. So Eramis wanted to unite the Fallen under the darkness and return them to power, whereas Mythrax wants to get the Fallen to ally with humanity and also sort of return to
work with Guardians,
not being pirates and scavengers.
Yeah.
And that's sort of recorded too, that these are the sort of opposite ways you can do that. There is, and this is where we might get stuff in the new season. We might not. There is one tiny bit of lore about Varix, who visits Cade 6, and this is Forsaken Era, and he's trying to warn Varix. He's trying to warn Cade 6 that Fikrul has been resurrected. I remember that Cade 6 killed Fickrell, and then Fickrell was resurrected by Dark Ether. And Variks is trying to warn Cade 6 that Fickrell's back in the game. And Cade 6 doesn't believe him. And Variks says the Fallen have ways, like Taniks, which we know have been killed multiple times and returned. But he also says like Mythrax. And we don't have any documentation of when Mythrax died and was resurrected and how that's happened.
Interesting. Huh.
Interesting.
Like maybe they harness the power of the Traveler in some way to to create their own version of Guardians or something.
Yeah,
so he could legit be a Guardian.
That could be the missing piece, like how he became House Light or Kell of House Light. But there is that little hint that he has died and been resurrected some way. So I'll be looking out to see if we get any more information on that in season 14.
Yeah, how exciting is it that we have a season of Mythrax ahead of us?
Yeah. He's yeah. The thing about Mythrax, it's like Mythrax is like a community favorite that has been building steam over a long time.
Yeah.
It started with the Easter egg, and then remember, 0 Hour was basically made on the back of microtransactions from Whisper of the Worm. Like, remember that funded the 0 Hour mission, right? Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure it was Guardian Con. I'm pretty sure it was the gents who made 0 Hour were talking about Mythrax and how it was sort of a favorite in the dev team, and they wanted to bring his story to life too, and they had the funds to do that now, and that's where 0 Hour was born. So they put Mythrax back in there. So he's sort of slowly been building this steam, and then we got more lore about him, and now he's sort of getting his own season. So
that's
really cool.
Really
very cool.
Yeah. Also,
I
was going to say in the trailer, they say he's like did they say he's the last Splicer in the trailer, or the only Splicer that they talk
about being what was it, a Splicer?
So someone who can like manipulate machines. He can manipulate machines or like communicate with them, or integrate.
You get your splice, you put the splice in the machine, and you're Hackermans.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
They introduced splicers with Siva in Rise of Iron, right? And splicer just means that they were like bioengineers, so they could integrate machines into Fallen somehow. We actually don't have a huge amount of information on splicers, so we might get some backstory on what that means and how they developed that tech.
From the trailer, it looked like he was able to just summon technology through his powers. Like create Vex power or Vex portals and all that from spinning his wand.
Yeah, well, typically, so the Fallen hierarchy, right? If you get demoted, they remove your bottom arms. So it's always your like lower arms that are removed. That's like traditional. If you look at someone like, I'm pretty sure it's Variks, right? He has his top arms robotic. So that's like a very, strong way to reject Fallen tradition.
Interesting.
It's like removing and replacing top arms. If you look at Mythrax, he's actually removed or modified arms on one side of his body. I can't remember which. I think it's his right arm, top and bottom, are both like spliced, and his left arms are normal. So once again, it's sort of like it's a new version of Fallen, rejecting some of that Fallen tradition, maintaining some of it, but sort of moving forwards.
Yeah.
And he's done something obviously to splice in Vex tech or other kind of technology to get into the Vex network.
Yeah, that's cool.
Interesting.
Very exciting.
I'm really excited for the new season because that activity looks really cool. It's like we get to be the Splicer. So I'm excited to see what comes from that story-wise as well. Because, it's like you're kind of in the Matrix and you're hacking into the system.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
just art-wise, it looks amazing.
Tron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Tron like outlines of neon. It looks very cool.
Good soundtracks, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully lots of synthwave.
Right? Yeah. So the trailer showed that the sun got blacked out, and the thing that I know about is like Vex creating star forges and stuff, harnessing the
endless
star,
night.
Right? The endless night is upon us. Do we know anything about that? Like, were the Vex trying to encase the sun in Vex technology and all that beforehand, or is this?
No, I don't. I haven't looked into it. There's nothing off the top of my head that comes to mind with the Vex actually, because I mentioned a Vex simulation, and I think this is, I don't think we've seen this before, like in our reality. There could be a night, because we've always gone into the simulation, right? We've always gone into the Infinite Forest or gone in through a portal. Not that the Vex actually impacting the world that we live in, like, so to speak. We've got all the dark futures. Remember, I think it was Curse of Osiris. We went to a dark future, right? Where there was no sun.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably on the back of that.
Interesting. And I assume that the sun had burnt out from age in that dark future. I didn't assume that like the Vex technology had siphoned its power or something like that. This sounds a lot more sinister, and that they've like decided to black out the sun or something.
The only link that I can think of is, which would be a nice time with the Vault of Glass. I don't know if they are gonna tie in the Vault of Glass lore wise, or if it's just like, hey, Vault's back, a bit like Devil's Lair, and it not necessarily match story wise. But there is a potential time that the whole point of the Vault of Glass, or what Zavala or the Vanguard suspect the Vault of Glass is about, is to bring forth the powers of the Vex into our reality. So the Vex can do weird and funky stuff in the Vault, but they can't do it outside the Vault. So, the Gorgons can literally erase you from history, but they're limited to the Vault. So the fact that we're seeing stuff change, it could be, there could be a nice tie into the Vault of Glass. I don't know if we will get that, but
what if we've actually been in a simulation the entire time, and Cade is not dead
since the Vault of Glass?
Since the Vault of Glass. Since we entered the Vault of Glass.
We went into a different timeline.
The last 6 years have been just the simulation.
Yeah, we kill the simulation somehow with Mythrax, the homie, and then Cade's like, "Where you guys been?"
Would you be happy or mad? Would you be happy or mad if it was just
definitely mad?
It's all a dream.
It's all a dream thing. I hate it.
Yeah, it's the worst.
You're like, God damn it, this was interesting. And it's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
What if they, because Courier Blade Transform is that big Vex mind, and like the curse in the Dreaming City. What if the dream started then? What if it wasn't all the whole Destiny, but it was like since the Dreaming City, since Forsaken, we've been stuck in a Vex sim.
Could be
half and half.
Checks out to me.
I'd be less mad.
Less mad.
Feel like the Marvel universe moving forward after everyone came back or something. The snap,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating. I'm excited about the new season. It looks really cool. Like this past season, I've definitely kind of been like, I'm kind of playing here and there, but nothing crazy. But this season is looking juicy,
Yeah,
I love the synth, the Tron synth vibes. I mean, we got that with Prophecy, and the armor in Prophecy Dungeon was so cool. And so I'm sort of, even though we've already done that theme, I'm very happy to go back to that space of. Because the weapons look cool.
The weapons that are really cool. Magenta and green. You could say I like those colors.
You could, maybe.
Maybe. I was like, they gave us an emblem that was like purple and green, and now they're giving us guns that are like pink and green.
Well, they just got a cool aesthetic to them. Besides,
they look great
too. It's like they kind of like a.
They look awesome.
Like if you thought of what the future might look like in the 70s, this kind of jibes with that.
Ooh, true.
Yeah. What do you think the 6-man activity is going to be? Any speculation? Hackermans, yeah.
It's just all of us going to an individual computer, and we have to write in lines of code.
I think we're all going to have to carry balls and put them into
computer
urns.
to Hackerman.
You run up to Mythrax.
Punk fallen babies.
It's 3-on-3 volleyball with babies.
Yeah, there's the throwing the fallen babies, and there's also clubbing them, as well.
And then it's like, it's all a simulation. This is not real, just jokes. You really did punt a baby. There you go. Feel bad.
What's the lore on the babies? Is there actually lore?
made?
How are babies made? Elixir.
How many babies do they have at once? Are they like dogs? They have like 8 puppies?
Yeah, they have a litter.
Well, I mean, the fallen are always compared to insects, right? Insect-like chittering. There is no reproductive law I'm aware of about.
Are they
because
we're disrespecting their humanity?
Say again.
Are they insects to us because we're disrespecting their humanity? Or are they actually insects?
Yeah, I mean, like bug hugger and stuff is sort of like an insult.
They do have shells.
They regrow their arms.
They regrow their arms.
Kind of insect.
They have multiple arms.
Yeah.
They do crawl.
Have multiple arms.
Also, the eyes are very insect-like. Multiple.
But I think if you made them like spiders, with like hundreds of babies like hanging off like an insect sack, maybe they're not as cute as doing like 3 little
definitely not
swaddled babies.
3 little
just like to take a moment to mentally picture insect sack.
Well, spider.
Like a spider.
Spider's called Spider. And he's very spidery.
He is called Spider. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives you those creepy vibes.
No, I don't think there's anything on the only thing that I think is related to it is starving the starving the fallen of ether. I don't think we actually have really any other info on the smollen, the fallen babies.
Small. Look, life's tough. Sacrifices had to be made.
Yeah.
Some babies got to starve. That's how the universe works.
That's why they have between 3 and 1,000 if it's a sack full of babies,
That's right. What'd you guys think of the trailer overall? Like I thought the trailer was pretty hype, as Bungie generally.
Of course, their trailers are always amazing.
Bungie always delivers the hype in a trailer, no matter what. You'll be like, I don't know. We'll see. Then you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, I'm gonna play some Destiny right now. I want to play this.
Yeah, they're amazing at it.
Yeah.
Seeing Mythrax, seeing the new armor, seeing like the new whatever that new neon activity is, just it looks so good.
I love
it.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah.
I am definitely hyped for that new activity because it just looks like it's going to be, super fun.
One of the things that I thought when I saw the activity, I was like, awesome. It looks like Tron in here. And then I also thought, you know what? This is going to be easier to make because this is basically Minecraft. It's just squares, right? Like where the text is. I was like, I hope that means that the activity, like mechanics, might be more complicated. It's a very long shot. I'm like, maybe this was easier to make because it's just like Tron vibe.
Well, isn't it going to be a match-made 6-man activity?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How complex do you want it to be?
But wasn't maybe Menagerie, right? Was that 6-player?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
They had lots of different ways of doing it, right? Yeah. But not raid mechanics, but more than a strike.
Menagerie was super fun, especially for like the first month or so.
Well, this seems to be the pattern: is that the summertime season, or summertime season for us is has the best of the activity, right? Like we had Menagerie. Menagerie was awesome.
Sure, yeah.
6-man activity. Like,
what was last summer? Menagerie was 2 summers ago, right? What was last summer?
Was it just Menagerie? Just changed, altered? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Me neither.
2020 summer. We were all in quarantine.
Oh, was it Sundial?
Was it Sundial?
No, Sundial was in the.
What was the Warmind boys? The public event Warmind thing. We had the spears and that. And you summoned
Arrivals. Arrivals?
Don't know.
Seraph Towers.
Was it Seraph Towers?
Seraph Towers.
Oh, so it was the season that they brought in the cells.
Man, I take back my statement about the summer thing being the best.
I mean, we got shoot about Warmind cells. Cells.
Yeah, but the activity.
People just didn't realize it at the time.
Menagerie was awesome. I'm hoping we have Menagerie 2.0, but in Tron, like synthwave style, because that's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like on the surface, it looks a lot like the the Forbidden Forest. What is it called? The Lost Forest? Infinite Forest. It looks a lot like that.
Yeah. I thought I heard impotent forest.
The impotent forest. It looks a lot like that, but kind of like re-skinned with this new neon kind of look to it. So I'm hoping that it's not just the infinite forest again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did get Prophecy during the summer. I forgot about that. And Prophecy was awesome.
Prophecy is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah.
Every time I look at Myelin stream, he's in Prophecy.
I have now finished. Solo flawless, all characters, all dungeons done.
Wow.
That's congratulations.
I love Prophecy. Yeah.
Pretty epic game.
Prophecy's great. Really nice pace of that dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, really good.
Do you reckon this exotic, what's this new exotic mission? Oh, is that exotic? No, Pinnacle mission?
New Pinnacle mission every week?
Is it Expunge? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's a good question. I have no idea what this is going to entail.
Do you reckon that's going to be like Presage, or do you think it's different?
It sounds like they're kind of going into this rhythm of doing like the Presage type missions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then, also having a like match-made activity. Does it say what it's called here? It just says weekly Pinnacle mission. I
think in the trailer it says its name. Yeah, I think in the trailer it has its name in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every week is of course, the weekly Pinnacle mission, which looks still very Tron vibes.
And it looks like it changes though, doesn't it? Because it's got like it's got a different thumbnail for each week, so it's almost like it might change a bit.
Do you think they harnessed the Infinite Forest technology and finally are bringing it forward into like a bigger thing to like have these components switch and match up for various weekly stuff? Wouldn't that be awesome?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Sure. Could suck.
Maybe.
Good.
Infinite Forest was such an awesome tech demo that was never fully realized into something that was more playable. Instead, you just ran past it. Actually, the Halloween event used it pretty well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. But I always wanted them to expand on that for more gameplay type of stuff because I like it. I like those things. I'm a fan of roguelikes, so what can I say?
Well, what I was hoping for out of the Infinite Forest when they first started talking about it was that it would be almost like it'd be different every time you went into it and like offer much more replayability. And it didn't really turn out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that to me is what Destiny needs the most right now is like new things to do and to blow up, right? It's like because I just feel like we get into these loops where, new season, there's an hour worth of new content, and then you're in the Strike playlist, then the Gambit playlist, then the Crucible playlist, trying to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I just want new stuff to do. I mean, I know that's hard. I know it's.
I've got into sort of Destiny like next level over maybe the last couple of months, because before I was just like exactly that. You play for a bit, play some new stuff, and it's like I don't to the point in grinding and min-maxing stuff because I don't have a reason. But the solo lost sectors with exotics is what really sort of changed my opinion on Destiny and working towards it, because when you play solo, you do have to have everything working together. And I was like, this is like, I think the real end game and the real power of Destiny is when you've got your mods, your class, your subclass, your exotics, everything's working together. You got your champion mods on there too. And, you complete really challenging content. And I was like, I've always advocated for Destiny as a social game and that, but I actually think some aspects of Destiny really are highlighted best in difficult solo content. And I'd love to see like more of that. I think that's what makes a chase for me.
Some of my favorite content in D1 was solo and Nightfalls.
Yeah.
The challenge of doing that stuff was just very attractive to me in D1.
Yeah, you got to get your build perfect. Whereas, when you're the group, you might want to have some good stuff going, but you don't need to have everything perfect.
Yeah.
So it's really the ultimate test of the build and weapons you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did get a new TWAB this week.
We
today,
did. It's pretty awesome.
We got a new roadmap for the future.
Mm-hmm.
With the new season of the Splicer roadmap on it. So I figured I'd just quickly read through what's going on here. So they say there's a new 6-player match-made PvE activity, armor synthesis, new story missions, a new raid, new weapons and armor, new exotics, new ornaments, new artifact, 100 plus seasonal ranks, new triumphs and seals, Infamy and Valor boost, Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, Solstice of Heroes, and Abandoned Helm Space. So on May 11th, which is, I believe, the day it releases, we get the intro mission, Armor Synthesis, and the Endless Night Begins. And that's available for free to all players. So anybody who's playing gets that. Yep. New Stasis Aspect Quest requires Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and Override Europa requires Season of the Splicer.
Cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
What's Override Europa? That's the first time.
That's the new match-made activity.
That's the 6-man.
So that's the new 6-man activity. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have it on Europa, Moon, Tangled Shore. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So then May 14th, Trials of Osiris comes back. May 18th, Iron Banner and Override Moon. May 22nd, we get the Vault of Glass. So it's almost 2 weeks after the release of the. It's like a week and a half. Week and a half after the launch of the new season. May 25th, we get the weekly Pinnacle mission Override Tangled Shore. June 1st, we get weekly Pinnacle mission. June 8th, Iron Banner and a new weekly Pinnacle mission. June 15th, Vault of Glass Raid Challenges and a weekly Pinnacle mission. June 22nd, a new weekly Pinnacle mission. June 29th, Iron Banner and a new weekly Pinnacle mission.
Pinnacle!
Weekly Pinnacle!
July 6th, Solstice of Heroes begins on July 6th, and the Vault of Glass difficulty options open up.
Hell yeah, that's exciting. It's been a long time since we've had raid difficulty settings.
Yeah. I kind of thought that was gone forever, but maybe because this was available in Vault of Glass and Destiny 1, they could just transfer it over. I don't know. August 3rd, Solstice of Heroes ends, and there's an Iron Banner, and August 10th, Epilogue.
Epilogue.
And
more.
And more.
Yeah. So we know that
I really like that they're doing the like end of season into new season stuff. I'm so glad that they actually carried through with doing that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like it. It's good.
So we know that Witch Queen is early next year, right?
Yep.
Because they officially bumped that. So we have like 2 seasons then, right? In between? Is that going to end up being 2 seasons, or do you think it's one long season before?
It's 2. Yeah. There's another one after this one.
Yeah, so the storytelling.
Wait, cadence, is there 2 more after this one, or one
you mean 2 more after this one? I'm not sure actually. Maybe
it seems to me there'd be 1 more.
There technically should be.
If they do 1 more, then it's September, October, November,
December,
January, and then if it comes out in February, that's already 5 months right there.
That's a long time.
That's a long season.
I mean, this one goes for 4 months, 4.5 months.
It's going May 11th to August 10th. Sorry, August 24th. Epilogue is August 10th.
Yeah.
Isn't that 3?
I mean, it'd be silly to delay content and then have to make new content to fill the gap between the delay, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. So we're probably looking at a long season after that.
Probably.
Maybe it's like a combo of a bunch of stuff that's happened already. Like a mishmash, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's when they're adding crossplay, right? Is that season the one that might be really long? So that's something.
I don't remember what season it was for that, but yeah, if they do, maybe they could work out technical things for that season riding up to Witch Queen.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I wonder if Beyond Light's going to become a part of the free-to-play thing, or like the you don't have to own it, you get access to it once Witch Queen comes out next year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Possible stuff, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was in the TWAB?
So there was a rewards preview which gave us a lot of guns. Lots of guns.
Yes.
So they went into the armor, and the way that the armor is going to work is a little bit different. So previously you would earn the seasonal armor through your season rank and unlocking new pieces on the seasonal track. Moving forward, seasonal armor will be earned from seasonal activities, which I love, by the way. Like giving me something else to earn that is just not a random gun that was from year 1 to earn I really like that. You'll also be able to guarantee pieces from these sets using focused umbral engrams. Season rank levels that once featured armor have been updated with packages of glimmer, legendary shards, upgrade modules, exotic engrams, enhancement cores, and enhancement prisms. But the universal armor ornaments will still be on the season pass. So you can get the base armor just from playing the stuff. I'm going to say this armor looks great. Both cool. the regular armor and the ornaments looks awesome.
I like the ornaments. Ornaments look awesome.
It's very, very cool. I like it a lot. The cape on the hunter with like it just being wires and stuff is something we've never really seen before in a design. I love that. Looks super good.
It's literally like my cable management from the back of the
computer. Same.
Yeah,
well, on my floor. On my floor. Yeah, my floor.
The designer's thinking, I need a design for a hunter cape. I need a design. Just looks at all the tangle of cords behind the computer. That'll do. That's a cape.
I dig it. I feel represented.
Ship it.
And then they go into weapons, which you guys need. I will put the TWAB in chat because those of you watching live should definitely check out the designs of stuff. And if you're not listening live, you should go look at it because it looks great. So they're talking about weapons. So on the seasonal track, there's going to be 3 weapons to earn. Season pass owners will unlock the new exotic sidearm on day 1 as soon as the season begins, which is a sidearm that freezes people. So I'm just going to say, everybody, be prepared for this to be literal hell. It's going to be, although lots of people don't like it.
I got buy a new bag of salt.
You do. Great. You might need a new one. You're going to need to be dishing that out.
Hell is freezing over.
Because they showed it in the trailer. It was like, I think the trailer, they were shooting someone and then they were able to do the freeze. So my guess is that it's got something to do with like when you get a kill or something, then you can freeze. Yeah. So maybe it won't
killing a reload probably.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. So we'll see how out of hand that gets. Don't know. Scary.
We heard you don't like being frozen in state.
Here's a frozen side.
Yeah, here's a gun you can equip now. Like, I'm assuming you don't have to equip the class to use it. It just has stasis in it, right?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking, I'm envisioning that it might work similarly to the Crown of Sorrows SMG, Taraba. Because with Taraba, you have to, it's not kill based, it's taking damage and doing damage based. But then after you do a certain amount, you can, release the super crazy shot. And it doesn't last forever. So I'm hoping it's something like you get a kill, you have to reload, then you have a freeze, but it's maybe not available forever. And if you switch weapons, it goes away or something.
It's true.
Like
they
that.
Did show specifically a reload in there in between. That might have been like a activate the perk type of thing, like Taraba.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you said it right, Tefty, because if you're going to mention an Australian exotic, you got to say it like Aussie. Taraba.
Tarubles. That's how I actually say it normally. Also on the season pass, you're going to get the new shotgun and heavy machine gun on the season pass, which both just look cool. I want to use them over other things because they look better.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope they're good.
Yeah.
Same.
If you want a full loadout in this style of weapons, there's going to be new weapons available through umbral engrams and override completions. So there's like another sidearm in there. I assume a pulse rifle, probably. An auto rifle, probably. I don't know. But they look cool. They look awesome.
Yep.
So there's nice sidearms.
They look so different. What's that?
Yeah, well, there's 2 sidearms. Is there 2 sidearms?
There's an exotic sidearm and then what looks to be a legendary sidearm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, it's got the little fallen thing on it, the sidearm, the little splice coming out of it. And I think I have a bad feeling that this might be the thing that people saw and was like, this looks like he's holding Dreg's promise. It's going to be another fallen season without Dreg's
Dreg's promise, without the uber tuber.
No potato.
The super potato.
How anyone can say I'm on Bungie's payroll, I don't know. Because if I was, they'd have to give me Dreg's Promise.
Priority number 1.
I'd quit. Outside of Override, there's even more legendary loot to claim. To start, you'll receive a new quest to earn Null Composure Fusion Rifle. Once the weapon is unlocked, you can collect the Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard-themed weapon ornaments to customize your style. So they don't go into details about what this fusion will do, but I hope it's loaded question.
I'm hoping it maps people from halfway across the map.
It's going to have what we talked about last week, under pressure, reserve thingy with loaded questions.
High impact reserves,
High impact reserves, with loaded questions perk. That's what I want.
That'd be amazing. I'll take that.
It would be.
Yeah.
There's also weapons joining the current slate of post-game rewards from Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard Strikes. In total, there will be 12 legendary weapons to earn, 4 per activity. So we're getting a grenade launcher for Vanguard, hand cannon for Crucible, and what looks to be an SMG for Gambit.
I like that hand cannon for the Crucible. It's just a classic design. I like the color scheme. It's just a classy looking weapon.
Looks like a Dukem.
Yeah.
For the endgame focused Guardians out there, 3 familiar weapons will be up for grabs. We have no doubt that the Destiny 1 veterans among you will recall these legends in an instance. So this is Hung Jury. What's the name of that sniper? It's not the Irene, it's the other one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
The other one that was like the Irene but different.
Yeah, it wasn't the one everybody wanted.
It was Uzume or something.
One. Yeah.
Like
Uzume, yeah.
And then the fusion rifle is, I don't know the name.
I don't know. We didn't use it though.
I love how Bungie's like, everybody remember these guns.
I'm like, what's that fusion rifle called?
Wizard 77?
We definitely got the Hung Jury.
Plug 1?
Plug 1 was the name?
Is that really the name of it?
That doesn't even sound familiar to me.
It sounds like I would remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so starting June 22nd, Grandmaster Nightfalls will become available, and you'll be able to get adept versions of all of these, which I'm excited to have an adept sniper. That's going to be fun.
I wish it was the Irene, though. That gun was so freaking cool.
Wasn't the Irene high impact, like 3 in the magazine?
Yeah.
And the Uzami was 4 in the magazine? So like middle impact?
And they just in here, they showed 14 guns. And then it says that here's the part where we say more. There are still more weapons left for you to discover.
Good.
So 14 plus, of course, we're having the Vault of Glass weapons. And then maybe some more. I was
going to say, have they mentioned the Vault of Glass weapons? I know. I think we
so.
know that they're coming back, but not like the list. Like it's going to be all of them or some of them. And
I don't want them to, though. I want it to be like whoever gets there first like discovers what it's going to be, like I kind of want that to be like, I kind of don't really like when they start showing stuff on Instagram and start showing stuff in TWABs, because I want it to be a surprise when I get it and be like, oh, look at this, what is this, it's so cool looking, or it's got this perk is crazy, I much prefer. I mean, It's great that Bungie is communicating, it's great that they're showing us like and being upfront about what's in the patch or what's in the update. And all that stuff, but I do like a little bit of mystery as far as the loot goes, because it is a looter shooter, and that's half of the fun.
Yep.
Do you reckon there'll be an exotic in Vogue that they won't announce and will drop?
I do.
That's what Greg
so.
promises. Nice.
That's definitely not
from a Vex raid. Mythrax is going to show up and he's going to have Dregs in his hand and he's going to go poo poo, and then he'll give us a quest again.
Atheon's got a huge Dregs promised.
Mythrax's majesty. There you go. Figured it out.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna get a raid. I mean, haven't we gotten a raid exotic in every raid so far?
Well, it's gonna be the Mythic class.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be weird if they didn't bring it back?
Well, they could do Mythoclast, or they could do Super Good Advice that fits in with the lore. That's Pahanan's weapon.
Super Good Advice.
Okay, so they could do anything they want, but everybody's gonna be pissed if it's not the Mythoclast.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they could do both.
I'm not gonna be that mad.
And have like a mission for one.
Imagine though if they gave us Super Good Advice instead of Vex Mythoclast.
Yeah,
maybe in the great challenges they'll be like mythic class.
Oh,
it's on a weekly. It's on a weekly lockout.
Exactly where you don't want it to. But wait, it's really good for shooting this one thing in this one raid.
Yeah, it's really like the good best at the oracles.
Yeah, it's really good for that. Like, that was for 3 years all you heard every time somebody brought up super good advice. Yeah, but it's really good for shooting the oracles.
Yeah.
We know.
Oracles.
We know.
They did also mention that there are new perks, so I hope the new perks are fun.
Yeah.
Fun perks.
Fun perks.
Next we have patchwork. So they're talking about some patches that are coming up. So we have abilities, aspects, and fragments. So they're bringing colorblind support for enemy crystals, enemy squall, enemy dustfield, and enemy bleak watcher. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because even people who aren't colorblind are like, I don't know if that's mine. Who knows? Let's walk in it and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Player highlighting in the Crucible also has a colorblind mode support, so that's great. With subclass tuning, Hunters, the freeze detonation from Silence and Squall has been reduced from 12 meters to 8.5 meters in radius. Thank God. This thing hits you from the other side of the map. Around walls, there's no escape. Can't escape it. And then enemy Squall now has a red ring to define that it is the bad guy tornado. So that's nice.
Cool.
Titans, we have Shiver Strike melee energy is now refunded when Glacial Quake ends. And then they also fixed an issue where players can trigger Whisper of Torment by standing in an opponent's barricade. That is good. Warlocks, Shadebinder. Bleak Watcher aspect now grants 2 fragment slots. Rejoice, Warlocks, before you cry. Chaos Reach. Fixed an issue with Chaos Reach Super that was allowing it to penetrate some thin walls or objects enough to damage and kill opponents. It sure did do that.
Yay.
It sure did.
Shucks.
And then we get to talk to Kevin Yanis, who is talking about a bunch of updates over the next few seasons, because they're talking about all the feedback that they got for both PvE and PvP. So they have some minor changes to Stasis Hunters and some bug fixes. And there's also going to be... So here's a quick list of the things they're looking at actively to update in the future. Stasis freeze, slow accuracy penalties, and whisper of hedrons.
Okay.
And now we're going to the new nav mode, which if you haven't seen it, you kind of have to. I will describe it, but seeing it in the GIF that they put on the TWAB is very cool. So they're making an update to the mode that you see when you pull out your ghost. So they're separating bounties from quests in nav mode. All bounties now appear in nav mode. They can no longer be tracked as a result. Category switching on keyboard and mouse can now be controlled with the scroll wheel, and Tracked Triumph now appears in its own nav category. So yeah, there's like 3 categories that they're scrolling through. It's really cool. Yeah, you get to see a bunch of things. So, you know, before it was like, which one do I want to track to see what I'm working on? It's like, well, I guess I'll track this thing. Whereas now you can look at everything that you're doing.
And bounties can be like so fast that you're constantly going in there to like just check which bounties you have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, because you need to like, oh, do I need to get headshots with a energy weapon? What am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to just bring that up real quick.
I remember when they first introduced the tracking, and it must have been the summit, the first summit. Or I remember looking at it at Bungie and being like, oh, you can only track 2 bounties. And they're like, yeah. And now we can do more.
Mine is just there like,
gosh.
Hello?
Like 2 bounties? What's the point? Nice. That's good.
It's a very good quality of life. I like it. Some UI updates. We have legends added to the Director Destinations tab. This is where you'll find Vault of Glass in a few weeks.
Cool.
We have shortcut.
I missed that. Where do I find Vault of Glass? What did I say? In
the tower map.
Tower.
You know how you go to the helm and you have to select the tower and then go to the... Yeah, it's like that.
Because there's no Venus.
Okay. There's no Venus. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
The Venus is on the tower, obviously.
I mean,
you didn't know that. You're a lore expert. How did you not know that? There's a Vex gate in the tower. Clearly, it takes...
Of course. My God.
Of course.
Shortcut between HUD quest step notifications and quest detail screen added for keyboard and mouse users. So you have a shortcut. That's nice.
Cool. That is nice.
6v6 Crucible activities have an updated intro experience. This is what you're getting, PvP players. Are you ready? Are you ready for the crumb?
Ready?
Cycle through your teammates to view metrics associated with the activity you're entering.
The trash talking starts at the intro screen.
It's where when you're playing trials and the intro thing happens, you can scroll and be like, oh, he has 100% accuracy with sniper rifles. Lovely.
Yeah. Do you ever do this in 6v6?
Prepare your pain.
Yeah, right? It's kind of silly in 6v6.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Helm now appears in the Director Destinations tab instead of the tower map because the raid's going to be there. Full glass. It's taking the Helm spot, obviously.
Nice.
Good.
Focused Umbral Engrams. So Umbral Engrams will now auto-decrypt when focused via the Prismatic Recaster. Very nice. Because you're just like, I'm going to take it from this place, and then I'm going to go to this place. Which place do I go? I
hate that.
I hate
that so much. Why? That's great. Thank God.
I know. The visual states for focusing options on the Prismatic Recaster has been streamlined to reduce visual clutter and confusion.
Good,
I like
good.
confusion. It's very confusing.
It's very good. I remember doing that for the first time, going, what? I got to take it here, take it there, unlock this, bring it back. It's like, what am I doing? Just give me the loot.
Yeah.
We got some updates to Glory, Valor, and Infamy. They're doing a lot, actually. So these changes are a precursor to some larger improvements planned for Season 15. Example, introducing Vanguard Reputation, rebalancing Infamy to bring it in a reset in line with Valor and more. But what they're doing for this most recent patch, they're having Glory, Valor, and Infamy reputations have had their internal systems rebuilt to a unified implementation. In-game, players should expect minimal perceived changes. Unified Glory, Valor, and Infamy rank reputation tracking. Before Forsaken, Glory and Valor had only major ranks, Guardian, Brave, etc. After Forsaken, Glory and Valor gained sub-ranks, Brave 1, Brave 2, Brave 3, alongside Infamy. However, all the historical tracking, lifetime ranks, and quest usage still use the original major ranks. Now, the sub-ranks are now referred to simply as ranks, and all usage has been converted to use them where appropriate.
All right.
So
I nodded off halfway through that. Could you read that again?
No, it's fucking. I was reading this on stream and I was like, guys, do we care about this?
No.
It's so
no, the
long.
answer is no.
So, I mean, there's people listen to the show for information, Briar. You know?
Yeah.
We have to give them.
Hard.
Yeah, definitely.
If they do, they've made a horrible mistake.
We're pure fact podcast.
Yeah.
That's all we do. We just
practically a news
fact.
podcast.
We are. We're gonna change our names to 6 o'clock news with Destiny.
I just looked over. Someone said, like father, like son.
Let's see. So there's ranks. That's cool. Glory playlist no longer block Valor win streaks from declining. The Valor badge now appears on the Trials launch screen. Infamy win streak bonus is now linear, plus 35 points per win. Glory win streak bonus is now linear, plus 20 points per win.
Awesome.
Yay.
Fascinating.
Is at the front door.
Thanks, Robot Lady. Eververse. Eververse. Your favorite, Briar.
Yeah.
I want Briar's opinion and Briar's opinion only.
Yeah, Briar's one-stop shop, Eververse.
Over to Briar's news segment about Eververse. Eververse archive filtering. Players can now easily filter the offerings in the storefront archive tab. Per numerous community requests, we added many exotic weapon and armor ornaments from previous seasons. Thank God.
That's nice.
There's so many that I don't have, and I would like them. Please.
Yeah, I forgot to buy them last time, so I want to make sure I get them this time.
Briar does. He's sitting on 20k silver at least.
There might be a thing where you got a ton of dust. You need to blow that dust, you know?
Blow that dust, yeah.
Blow that dust.
Maybe. Could be.
Bright Engrams. Spawn effects and shaders are now standalone items in Bright Engrams. Bright Engrams can no longer decrypt into duplicates of these items. A small amount of glimmer will be awarded when decrypting Bright Engrams. Yay.
Okay.
Momentum Control and Team Scorched are returning. They're back as part of the weekly playlist. They've also added repeatable bounties to Shahan.
What's Team Scorched? I forgot about what that one was.
What's the one where you got the rocket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. The most important thing is they've added a full suite of trace rifle focused armor mods.
That's cool.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't like they use the special ammo, right? When you're using a trace rifle, but you're not picking up any extra ammo. So if you want to use it, especially in the Crucible or something, you're not going to be able to use it as your primary when it kind of acts like a primary weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. True. Okay.
So yeah, you can have like trace rifle reserves, trace rifle pickups.
I sort of forgot they existed, to be honest. I forgot they were there.
Yeah. How can you know the lore about the game if you forget about trace rifles?
They're never mentioned. Right?
It's never in the lore ever. And something really important that we do need to go over is they have an update on the 2018 and 2019 Solstice of Heroes Armaglows. So when we last heard about this on April 22nd, they were like, you're not going to be able to use the glows. Sorry, guys. And of course, people were upset because they spent money on the glows. And, you know, it's something
Maybe
that
you shouldn't have spent money on them.
Dan, don't say that, Dan.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me.
Dad, pick me up around the corner, not at the school. Jesus. So there was stated that glows would not be supported for those armor sets in armor synthesis because of technical issues. But since the new 2020 ornament mechanics were well received, they've been able to completely rework and rebuild how 2018 and 2019 glows worked to address the community's request. So our current plan is to make these glows into universal ornament sets like the 2020 Solstice of Heroes universal armor set ornaments. So many words. This fix will have some limitations. These ornaments will not be updated to support stasis, but will support solar, arc, and void subclasses. In addition, the granted ornaments will be for the legendary armor set from each year only. Players who acquired any subclass type glow for that year/slot will receive the corresponding legendary universal ornament for all three classes. Basically, you get your glows. You get to glow.
Glow up. Destiny glow up.
Unless you like stasis. Just don't. Yeah. Don't equip stasis and you're fine.
Yeah.
This is actually technically their fix to stasis.
Yeah. You want to glow?
You want to glow? Looks like you can't use stasis. Hey, now you have a sidearm to freeze people, so you don't even need to use stasis.
Do you think Solstice of Heroes or whatever it's called, the summer solstice thing, is going to have a stasis glow?
Yeah. I would assume so because the last one has it, right?
Yeah.
Our horns glow stasis-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple things that you guys might want to do if you so care is you want to delete all of your shaders to get legendary shards. That. I ain't doing it.
That's hours and hours of work.
It's a lot of work.
I don't care what I get in return.
Unless you're low on the legendary shards, it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got like 15,000 or something.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. And then they had a maintenance thing. So the maintenance timeline is interesting actually for Friday, May 7th, because this is the closing ceremony, right? Like the actual final closing ceremony that they're doing for Guardian Games. The maintenance is going to happen at 9, and then at 2 p.m. players are going to be able to get back into Destiny. So 2 p.m. is when you're going to be able to experience the closing ceremony and what that.
You guys gonna go? You guys gonna go?
Are you guys gonna go?
Participation reward.
Can we go together at the?
You want to carpool?
Yeah, you want to carpool to the closing ceremony? I want to go with Briar because I want to see his face when Crow gets announced as the Hunter Vanguard during the closing ceremony.
Yeah, who's been winning so far in Guardian Games?
Hunters.
Oh, is that right? Hunters have
and
been.
If Hunters win today, we win the Guardian Games.
Oh my god!
Which we definitely have.
Good thing I've been playing as a warlock.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're not streaming now, so I can't keep tabs.
He's hidden his warlock.
You know what? I have been playing on the Xbox actually. My Series X.
Yeah.
You're a console gamer now.
I'm a console gamer. I'm an Xbox console gamer. I'm back to my roots. Yeah,
that's true.
It looks great on the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. Like it's honestly 60 FPS at 4K is phenomenal.
Plays
and
fantastic.
being able to sit back on the couch is great. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
I honestly think that the PC version of Destiny has gotten worse over the last year or so, maybe a year and a half or so. Like the frame rate has gotten worse.
It has been more hitching.
It's gotten less stable.
It's all that stasis, cold chunks,
right?
Yeah,
freezing my processors, my graphics cards.
Freezing the system up.
If you guys are a fan of the Fallen Babies, check out the TWAB because there is some insane art of Fallen Babies. There's one that is it's got like a Mythrax and he's walking alongside with a little Fallen Baby sitting on top of a shank. So it's supposed to look like a Mandalorian.
For Fallen Babies?
Briar.
Fallen Baby, is why we Doodle Pop.
I would have thought you'd be 100% on board with this one.
No.
I'm shocked.
I only eat Briar Rabbit, not Fallen Babies. They're not even humans.
There are a lot of good Fallen Baby arts.
There is a lot of art.
Yeah.
It exploded with Fallen Babies.
There's one by Fio it's at Atmospheric.
Yep.
They look like critters. Remember that movie from the
they
80s
do.
Critters?
Mm-hmm.
They do. And then Khan did like a little animated gif of a Fallen Baby holding a little ghost waving and then holding like a servitor balloon.
Oh, that's pretty
cool.
good.
That's very cute.
They better make plushies out of these.
I need a plushie immediately.
Hundreds of dollars they could make.
At least $30. I'm gonna guess. At least.
I have other plushies from their store.
Same.
I do like their plushies. The Bungie store, in all honesty, it's like everything I've ever ordered from them has been extremely high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always good.
Yeah, the art is good this week. Definitely check out the TWAB this week. There's really good stuff in there.
Yep.
Really, really good.
What do you guys think of the Hunter's turtleneck and jeans?
Love it.
Yeah.
The little like the jacket over the shoulders. You're gonna be rolling up into the vault of glass in my
that what it is?
It's
a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slide over the hood of my Ferrari on my way to History 101 after leaving the frat house.
Yeah.
I'm definitely wearing those heels.
One expedition, you'd come back. There'd be so many bullet holes in your in your top. Because it's not armor, it's just torn to shreds. You'd just be wearing scraps of material.
Even better.
This is more like his light evening wear for eating Mythrax's babies.
Yeah, Tower
Casuals.
Casuals.
Now they're Mythrax's babies.
Mythrax's.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to make them. Guess want to do some Twitter questions?
Let's do it.
I don't know.
Mad Geek says, for Dr. Mylin, close enough, for events centered, that's what he said, not me. That was not added by your father.
I just need approval.
For events centered around Destiny that you and Log attend, who drinks more alcohol and who helps whom find their way back to their room? Has the DDU ever considered any type of drinking contest with the DCP, an event Briar could take point in?
Can that be our podcast showdown? Is just like a drinking contest?
I don't drink that much. I don't think I'd be the anchor that you guys are hoping for. And also, I tend to fuck off a lot when I'm drinking. I just wander away.
You just ghost. You just ghost everyone. Do you just walk off?
Where'd Briar go? I think he's asleep.
Log and I, we have a saying because we've had a couple of drinking sessions at PAX Australia, and we have what's called Gremlin Mode, where if it starts getting past midnight and Log and I are still together and we're drinking, it gets bad. We should not be allowed to hang out together. Everyone should go home. We get into way too much mischief. There's no responsibility among either of us.
You
really are Briar's child. You really are.
Gremlin Mode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for you guys next year. What are those guys up to? I tried to start beef with your podcast a couple months ago. And Log was kind of getting into it, but you stayed pretty silent.
Oh, did I not? What do you want to fight about?
I don't care. I just wanted to start beef. I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't super specific about anything.
You want to go? I'll shave your beard off.
Fresh King says, Myelin, on a scale from 1 to they probably don't even know who the gardener and the winnower is, how hard is it for you to hear DCP call themselves lore masters? Also, Briar, I would never eat you. Your stories of alcohol and Molotovs have me believe you are my spirit animal. Oh, thank you, Fresh King. We are lore masters. I don't know what this question makes sense to me.
Because you have such insightful questions, you bring lore to the people. You bridge the gap between the lore nerds, the lore elitists.
We're the common folk lore people, you know?
Yeah. We are the working class lore masters.
The everyday lore master.
The backbone of the lore community.
James Carey says, I never played Destiny 1. Can anyone give me a quick rundown of the new Nightfall weapons and why I should be excited for them?
I mean, Hunjury was like,
well,
everyone's just like, so.
Hunjury was notable because it had explosive rounds, right? Is that what it was?
It had Firefly, and it was high impact, wasn't it?
Firefly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Firefly doesn't really exist. So to me, this is just hey, remember these guns that you remember? They're back.
Yeah, I think it's more nostalgia than anything. Like
nostalgia for legendary weapons. That's what we're on.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people were very nostalgic about certain legendaries. I was nostalgic. Like my Shadow Price in D1 was my Shadow Price.
It was a mid-impact triple tap Firefly.
Mid-impact. Okay, yeah.
180.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 180's not so great in Destiny 2 right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
hopefully it's good.
We get hype around things like that, but a lot of it is nostalgic, and we don't really know how it's going to operate in the sandbox until we get our hands on it. And even then, there's I don't know. There's a lot of things that have come back that have kind of been like, meh. Like Vex Mythoclast really could come back and be a dud. Like
it really could. Yeah. Although, because fusion rifles are hit scan weapons now, it also could be amazing.
And high impact reserves is getting buffed.
True. Yeah.
It's going to be season of the fusion rifle.
Yeah.
It could come back and be completely different too.
When Vex released, and I remember jumping into Crucible and being like, what is this? And just being blasted by one dude with the Vex. I'm like, huh? That's a fusion rifle that fires like an assault.
It was a win button for sure when it came out.
It absolutely was.
It was free triple kills. It was like triple kill, triple kill, triple kill, triple kill. It's like whatever's in front of you, it's dead.
Yeah.
Storming AUS says, with the new expansion, do you think we'll finally get back to the city? I haven't seen any mention of any new areas, but I'd love to go back into the city because we haven't been back since the Red War. Given the city has been taken over, you'd assume we'd go back, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of gone back.
I'm like waiting for the Myelin lore or the last city returning. And
what do you mean the city?
I would assume he means the last city.
Whenever, didn't we go through the city?
There was a raid in the city,
with
right?
Almighty.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah,
we did.
But also the raid, and like we've been through the previous tower area through various missions and all that.
Yeah,
it's still there. Yeah, I think people are still there.
Still making ramen.
Still making ramen.
Yeah.
No username says. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I read a chat. We went into the city at the end of Arrivals. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit.
We've been there a couple times.
I think the question really is coming down to the fact that why haven't we homesteaded in the city? Why don't we have an apartment in the city that we go to and hang our trophies, our
and
dead
we get
alien
to grind
heads
for teapots.
In teapots.
That's where it comes in. Our apartment in the city where I get to do a quest to get a sofa and
get a panda bear rug.
Like when I kill a servitor, I like to reach in and rip the eye out and then bring it back home as a souvenir.
You know?
And then you take
your little peephole on your door
on a field trip, and you're like, "Hey guys, look at my apartment." And that's your Ether.
That's my fish tank filled with fallen babies.
I can shatter this dream for you really quick.
Okay.
Just imagine how many currencies would have to be introduced for you to purchase an apartment in the city. You would have to go grind bounties to get apartment coins to then transmog into
apartment keys.
Yeah, housing currency.
Bucks.
3, 4, 5 locks on the front door just to get into the corridor of your apartment before you have to grind next locks on every door and unlock your apartment.
Yeah, you're right.
Sounds fun.
Stop.
New quest: unlock your toilet.
Unlock the.
No username says, "What is one thing you'd like to see in season of Splicer that probably won't be in there?"
Drake's promise.
It probably won't be in there. That's one thing I'd like to see too. It probably won't be in there.
Bungie thinks everyone hates Drake's promise.
Why do they hate that? Why do they think that Drake's promise is awesome?
They don't respect my opinion.
Well.
Anytime I bring it up, I'm like, so Drake's promise. Everyone just laughs at me now. It's embarrassing.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to bring. It's like, oh, that's right. Annoying drag ladies here. Great.
I want to see Fatebringer live up to the hype of what Fatebringer was, even though it's probably not.
I want to be surprised with a Crucible map that's in that Tron looking space and call it cool. Hackerman's.
That would be so awesome, and that's totally not.
That'd be so easy to remember too if they called it that instead of like some weird thing.
Maybe we'll just get rather than Sparrows, we'll get the Tron bikes, and there'll be return of Sparrow Racing League. But Tron stuff.
That would be cool. I'd like that.
Surely there'll be a Sparrow section in the 6-man. As a
you think so?
Don't know. You reckon?
Or the weekly Pinnacle activity. Maybe.
You know, I want a place in the tower where you whip out your Sparrow and then pull up to an ice cream shop. Like, when the hell is that going to get introduced in the game?
Yeah, where's our ice cream drive-through budget?
Every time you say "whip out my Sparrow," I flinch. I'm like, oh, what's he gonna do?
He's in the game. You whip it out.
Over stop streaming button. Cut the stream.
I would love to get a Sparrow that is a Tron bicycle with the wall that comes out the back.
Yeah.
And it actually makes like a temporary wall that other people can crash into. That'd be pretty fun. So you could actually like recreate that.
That would be fun.
Twisted Terror 70 says, so did anyone else notice in the trailer that the part with the Hydra and Big Boss is just reskinned Haunted Forest levels? Also, please don't eat Briar. I like Retro Slot. Twisted Terror, you're the best, man.
No guarantees, Twisted Terror. No guarantees.
Yeah, I can't guarantee. He's still going to be alive, though, just eating a leg, and he regrows it. We discussed this.
He's a fallen. Listening. He's got that tech. Spliced.
That's why he's trying to play it off by like, yeah, I'm totally eating the fallen babies. Oh, absolutely. Not fallen.
Doo-doo clown.
I forgot the other part of the question.
Something about
did you notice the part of the trailer with the Hydra and Big Boss is just reskinned Haunted Forest Souls? Yeah, we noticed.
Okay.
No.
Doo-doo Clown says, hey, DCP crew, what is everyone's most looking forward to coming in the new season? Personally, I'm looking forward to the return of VOG and the new aesthetic of the 6-player activity.
The aesthetic it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. It definitely helps you want to go for stuff when you love the way it all looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only mildly looking.
The weapons are probably... They're such a different style from everything else, and actually, I like it. Like, you look at them, and you're like, wait, is that an auto or a scout or a grenade? It's sort of not as obvious as all the previous weapons, and I think that's
true.
Like, I would like to see more stuff in that direction.
Yeah.
Where they actually look completely different, and this season looks awesome.
I'm only mildly looking forward to the return of the VOG because I ran it so much in Destiny 1. Like, it'll be interesting to see what the rewards are going to be and how they approach things, but I don't expect it to be that different from it was in like kind of its revised version in Destiny 1, because this is the third time the VOG has been released, right? It's the second re-release. Mm-hmm. But I went to lunch with one of my kids today, and while we're eating, I was asking him what he thought about the Vault of Glass coming back, and he's really excited about it because he never played Destiny 1. So this is going to be a brand new, fresh experience. And he said, like, the way people talk about the Vault of Glass, like, I'm a little scared that he's going to be let down.
Yeah, because I feel that.
He might be.
The Vault of Glass is highly regarded by Destiny 1 players, but part of that was because it was our first.
Mm-hmm. The first
and I think that raid design has progressed since then.
Yeah.
And aesthetically, it's a little plain, to be honest.
I think at the very least, people will get to experience the first ever raid. And that's kind of cool to see, the roots of where raid design started in Destiny and kind of what it's all been based from or birthed from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's really excited about it. So
I think
maybe he should come on the podcast.
Challenge mode will be really cool. I think that's a good idea with the complete it first and the challenge mode, and then what does the challenge mode unlock? It does something else, right? It adds something to it. You finish it once and then have to do it a second time.
It unlocks truck nuts for your Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like I said, we got facts, no fiction over here.
Hard-hitting facts on this show.
Rock nuts.
It's truck nuts for your fancy new Healy shoes, Briar. When you're walking around the tower in your tower casuals, throw some truck nuts on there.
Your Heelys are missing? Truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
That's right. It does. You got to do the triumphs, right, to get the world's first. You got to do it once, and then you got to do each triumph for each encounter, and you fail the encounter if you don't do it. That'll be interesting. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
KM Brutality says, is there anything Bungie could do to make strikes a bit more interesting to play on a daily basis, like bringing back primary and secondary weapon buffs, or in Destiny 2's case, kinetic and energy weapon buffs? I just really enjoy strikes when PvP gets annoying.
For me, that's one of the biggest ones. It's like there was so much more variety in terms of the perks, both the good and the bad, in Destiny 1, that they just like generified it, in D2, and it's just the same all the time, or every third day is the same type of thing. They really need to revamp the whole system. Like some days.
Do you remember when we'd get Rainbow Burn in Nightfalls in Destiny 1, and it became like a different strike?
Exactly.
Because not only did everything in your arsenal become more powerful, but everything they shot at you became way more powerful. So it really became like a different strike. You really had to approach it differently.
You had certain
one of the things that
go for it.
Playing Outriders and seeing how they approached certain content, like doing it solo and timed and stuff like that gave you better rewards. I feel like some sort of system like that would make strikes appealing. If you had like strike specific loot that whether you run in a team or solo, however you want to modify it, but there's got to be some sort of challenge rather than a grind. I feel would make me want to do it more. Like, all right, speed run this strike, and if you do it within this time, you have a higher chance of getting strike specific loot, whether that's armor or weapon. Like that would make it really appealing for me. I hope they could do something like that.
Complete a raid with truck nuts on your Heelys.
Yeah.
Mylin's like, I just gave a really serious answer.
What are you saying is truck nuts. I hear you.
I hear you, but what if truck nuts? Huh? And the rest of us are like, yeah, truck nuts. That's better.
Truck nuts sounds good. Nice idea, Mylin.
What would be the modifier if it was named truck nuts? What would it do?
Oh, random Cabal drop pods throughout the whole strike.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. It would be awful and amazing at the same time. No matter what, even if there's no Cabal.
No matter what.
Just
just boom.
Random Cabal drop
See, when I think of truck nuts, I think of a really small, angry person driving a really big truck. So I feel like the modifier would make your Guardian half the size with a really high, squeaky voice and just like a glass cannon or something. Just angry, but falls over real quick.
I like that.
Your gun is half the size because,
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
Really small
I
guardian
know.
with a massive gun. All the guns stay the
same size. Joshua Cummings says you can only pull one up from a ledge and you have to let the other go. Do you save Baby Fallen or Cade 6?
Damn.
Well, Cade 6 is made out of metal. You can't eat them. So
save the baby to eat.
Cade 6 is already dead. So you're saving the Baby Fallen.
He's already dead. We'd be saving a dead body.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Mm-hmm. Babies are the future or something.
Blink 148 says,
I believe in the future.
Common criticism I've had about Bungie for a long time is how they often take 2 steps forward, only to take 3 to 5 steps back. 3 to 5, damn. Some seasons more than others. How often this season do you feel you could relate? Me personally, only the lore didn't take any hits. I would need you to be way more specific. Like, explain to me what the 2 steps forward were and what the 5 steps back were. Because I feel like that's really generic criticism, and I don't feel like there's much I can work with out of that. Like, I need much more detail.
I feel like a lot of it comes from the PvP side. You know, like
what were the 2 steps forward and what were the steps back, though? Like,
2 steps forward would be like reintroducing special weapons. You know, getting rid of the 2 primary system. Bringing back
this season.
No, I mean in general. I'm not thinking like per season what happened.
Well, that's how it's framed in this question.
I think most of like
get wrecked.
Truck nuts.
Truck nuts. I've definitely gone like complete opposites. I went from I would play at the beginning of a season and play the new content, and I don't have any intention of running strike missions, Gambit, or even Crucible, right? And then maybe do the weekly missions and then jump out. And I feel like there needs to be the issue is always people want more content. They want more things to do with their builds, because I think everyone sees there's a great foundation there for making a build, for getting the weapons, for getting the rolls. There's stuff to grind for, but not always a reason to grind for it. And I think that's probably what bridges.
True.
You know, and I don't think Bungie can ever fill that gap, because the community's need for content is so huge that I don't think they could ever, unless they're the Forsaken releases and the yearly releases, I don't think they ever fill that need of players wanting more. So
it just feels to me that their focus on right now is making stuff that you're going to play once for a week or once for a season or for a season. But like overall, like the stuff that you keep coming back to, like Crucible, Gambit, and Strikes, isn't getting any updates. So it just feels so stagnant in those like main core playlists, right?
Yeah, I agree. And that, like, the only reason I've had so much fun like this season is because I hadn't never like done the dungeons by myself or tried that and like challenged myself to do those things, and it gave me a reason to actually look at builds properly and actually try to, like, a first time I masterworked armor, because I never we haven't failed a raid because I didn't masterwork armor. We didn't fail raids because I didn't have like a mod on. Like, you know, your team compensates for that. So
yeah,
you know, I hope they go down that path of, like I said before, maybe giving challenges to do stuff and make sure there's a reward for doing it too, and sort of bring out the best sort of aspects of Destiny a bit more.
Zolomon says, MyelinGames, what on earth do you see in Log Power Slave? I mean, in all seriousness, how did you guys even meet? What do you see in Log?
Log just an older, bitter version of me. It's the future. Log contacted me randomly because he found out I was Australian and was running one of the bigger Aussie Destiny clans, and that's how we first met. And I knew I was in the right place when the first podcast had someone streaming from their mobile, Sloth from his mobile, having a durry, having a smoke in a car. Like, okay, I guess we're going for the Australian look here. Here we go.
I had the pleasure to be on that podcast one night, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
James Carey says, "Are you excited to work with Mythrax, or will your fears come to life as he teams up with Aldrin to stab us in the back?"
Mythrax wouldn't do that.
I get none of that impression from him. Not even remotely.
I think Mythrax is pretty straightforward kind of dude, kind of guy like a Bogan that you could really put your faith into.
All right.
Yeah.
Trust your Lixney babies with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of proven himself for a while, right? That's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like, hey guys, I'm cool.
Yeah, he's also full on honor system. He's like respects the code of the fallen honor, right? Or
yeah, he does like the bows and everything. Bows.
Bows.
Yeah. Bows.
He's got bows.
He's got bows.
He has multiple bows.
He bought a Bowflex and it's in his house in the corner. He hasn't used
he doesn't
it
use
it's in his
though.
apartment in the last city.
Yeah.
It's nothing but he's got nothing but a gym in there. He is ripped.
Covered in leftover
Covered
ramen.
in dust. He's got one of those row machines too. The water leaked out.
Just imagine like fallen gym equipment would have to have like 4 arms for everything.
Oh yeah, Bowflex would have to have like 4. Holly says, right now that we have Elixni babies, we need a babysitter. Who would make for a good babysitter in the Destiny universe? My money is on Grandma Eve, Auntie Hawthorne, or Uncle Crow. You're gonna trust your babies with Crow.
Crow's kind now. He's a different character.
See, listen to the
lore. That's what he wants you to think, anyway.
Birds do eat insects, though, so you could come back to a big pot of stew.
Suddenly selling me on the Crow.
Suddenly, Briar and Crow are best friends.
Making some delicious Elixni babies.
I think Ava is the obvious one.
Yeah, Ava.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been acting a bit funky recently,
She has? She been talked to by some darkness?
She's getting Sabathooned.
Yeah,
Have you seen her? She starts freaking out.
Oh, it's
Really?
twitching.
Oh.
She twitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She picked up whatever the bird had. What's
She did.
Got a case of the bird flu. I think a more interesting question would be, who would you not trust your Elixni babies with?
Briar.
Yeah.
I am a parent.
Team 14? Yeah.
I'm the only one here who's an actual parent.
That is concerning.
That's proof. Why do you think we're saying this?
Oh,
no,
it
you're
took
right.
you 30 years to acknowledge me. Thank you.
Why do you say Team 14?
Because doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he said that the fallen he's witnessed fallen eating children.
He seems very untrustworthy due to the things that he has been through. Untrusting of the bad guys because of the things that he has seen.
Do you think he's just got a really bad case of PTSD?
He's like Briar. You know? Where he's like, Briar doesn't trust the Crow no matter what's changed, no matter what's happened, because it's like Aldrin did that thing.
Yep.
Things like that.
I think that Zavala would be a pretty bad person. I think he's one of those like throw the baby into the lake and if you swim, you live kind of.
Like that's more
Congratulations. You get your life.
Shax might be one of those too. I bet Shax is kinder. Like he's all bluster on the outside, but kinder in the middle. Like a Twinkie.
Yeah, I mean, he did read poetry to Marasov, so
there it is.
Might be right.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I wouldn't trust Osiris. He's going to take the fallen babies into some time machine and lose them in some time paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he would even remember that he's babysitting. He just wander off.
He just wanders off into the forest. He's like, all right, whoops.
He would just go back in time. And you'd be like, Osiris, how many times have the babies died? In this timeline? Or
yeah. Current? Total? What do you yeah.
Like
any percent speed run or like, you know, very specific.
Yeah.
Speed run.
I'm gonna go with Riven as a bad option to leave your Elixni with.
That's probably a good point.
She can grant wishes.
She's gonna crush him.
Yeah, but I think it's like monkey paw.
Yeah.
I also don't know what fallen babies
Drifter
you wish for.
Drifter would be pretty shady.
I mean,
a weird uncle that'd be like, I've got no options left, so I have to leave them with the Drifter.
We're not going out to dinner tonight, hun. The only person left is
he's also he's also overly confident. Be like, yeah.
He's also eaten them before, right? So
he's eaten Cabal before, yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I think they taste like bacon.
We should invite Drifter to the podcast.
They look like pork.
You'd be like, Drifter, we left you with 3 babies. Like, no, only 2. No, I'm pretty sure we left you with 3. No, I'm pretty sure we left you with
2. You're wrong. It was only 2.
Apex Wispipedia says, can y'all give us your most misguided, weirdest lore hot takes? The one who makes Myling cringe the most wins.
Oh, go on.
Lore hot take.
Oh, boy. This is
being put on the spot for a hot take is tough. It's got to come out natural.
Because a hot take is a natural thing that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Table it when you think. As I go through the questions, if you think of one, spit it out.
Okay. Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
Takarito says, got any tips on beard maintenance or grooming? The most I know is trimming the mustache before it covers the top lip. That is key. Any products I should be aware of, or just vibe it out? I mean, go to a barber, man. Have somebody cut it who knows how to cut it.
Yeah, when it gets long enough, a professional is great.
Yeah. I mean, my wife was trying to do it for a year, and you could see the results. It wasn't good. I just went to a barber, and it turned out much better.
Just shave your head. The less hair you have to deal with, the better. So if you're going to keep the beard, I wash my beard like 100 times more because I got no hair.
Yeah, I use way more shampoo on my beard than I do on my head. You know what's funny is that low maintenance. It's lower maintenance to shave your head, but to grow out your beard. How's that work out? It's true though. It's like lower maintenance to grow a beard than to shave every day, but it's also lower maintenance to shave your head than to like have hair.
I get you. Yep.
Anyhow,
that's a lore go to a barber right there. That's Why is that, Brian?
That's my advice. Go to a barber.
Yeah, you don't want to wait too long because you can get split ends and that can like be bad for your beard in long term. So oil is good, like you do want to trim it and give it a little touch up.
They teach you that at the precinct. Joshua Cummings says, have you ever made a hot pocket in the oven? Do you think it's that much better than using the microwave? I've never made a hot pocket in the oven.
I have not.
Can't remember last time I had a hot pocket.
Better. Yeah, but
I was having this conversation like yesterday about the difference between a hot pocket and a pizza roll.
Yeah.
And then someone just said, "Oh, a hot pocket's a small pizza roll." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't help me at all. I don't understand what these things are."
Oh, okay. So it's like some kind of like pizza crust. It's like a mini calzone. You know what a calzone is?
Yeah.
It's like that.
I think we call
not
them
as good.
Pizza pockets here. We just mix them together.
Just do yourself a favor and Google Alabama hot pocket, and it'll show you everything you need to see.
He's doing it right now.
Why Alabama?
Because for flavor.
Okay.
And you wonder why we don't trust you with children, Briar.
Yeah, it goes to the babies. Hey, fawn babies. Try Googling Dutch oven.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Wayne says
now you have to explain.
Now you're gonna have to explain that to the Tefty when he knocks on your door later.
God.
After I open up.
You've ruined my Google search, for God's sake.
I'm sorry, I saw an opportunity. I just couldn't resist.
Oh, I fell for that. I fell for hook, line, and sinker.
Wayne says, so my question almost got read out last week before Tefty cut the question section short.
Oh.
Wow.
My bad.
It's actually Pope's fault, to be honest. It's Pope Bear's fault.
Yeah, everything.
We had a meeting with Pope Bear, but then he never showed up, so we could have gone longer.
All problems have been relegated to Pope. Yeah.
Here's take 2. What's the one grocery aisle at the supermarket you can't live without?
One aisle.
I think it's the first one.
The produce?
Well, at my grocery store, the first one has the bakery, the deli, and the produce all in one aisle. Like it's one big open aisle. And it's the dopest aisle. I could just go there. Everything I need in life is pretty much there.
Yeah, the first aisle, one of my grocery, I go to a couple, but like one of them, there's the sandwich making place right there. They have gluten-free options too. And
good stuff.
Well, I could rotate through a lot of different sandwiches before I get sick of it.
Yeah. The grocery store sandwich is an unrepresented resource for a lot of people. People don't know how good it can be.
Yep. We've got a really nice like deli section at the shops near me, which has got like, sandwiches and like freshly made hot stuff and cold stuff and all your meats and that. There's got to be that. If you can keep one.
Nice.
Probably the one with the toilet paper.
Can't live without it. What about the bidet?
I would.
That's all.
Could just get a bidet. It's true.
Yeah. Or a squirt gun.
Super soaker?
Honey, can you bring the gun? No, the squirt one.
The Mohican 9 says, is DCP a good or bad influence? Good or bad influence?
Depends.
So far, I've started to watch anime with my daughter. I bought a Nintendo Switch. I've started playing Street Fighter V and want to buy an arcade stick now.
This actually sounds like all the best things you could take from the show.
Yeah, I would say good influence.
Yeah.
That sounds
Congratulations.
great.
I mean, as long as you're not like a financial advisor, because it looks like you spent a bit of cash, but you've been having fun, so good one.
Yeah.
And definitely don't go for the Alabama Hot Pockets. Don't
buy any of them.
Lord Beerus says, would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages? Oh, animals, 100%.
Yeah.
I gotta assume that everybody talking foreign languages is saying the same dumb shit people in my language are talking. So I don't really give a fuck.
Plus, you got Google Translate.
Man, they got something new to say.
That's true. I can't Google Translate the animals.
Exactly.
Oh.
You could immediately be like, "What's wrong? Where you're hurting? What's going on?"
This would make my life significantly less stressful if I could be like, "Why are you coughing?" And they're like, "I don't know, just had a little something in my throat. I'm good though."
Yeah.
So we don't need to go to the vet and spend $500. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? What if you used it for the first time and your dog said to you, Trump 2024?
That's the first thing. Just randomly your dog all day.
What?
The dog's flipping through news channels during the day while you're gone. Oh man.
Zachary Richardson says, hello everyone, hope I'm not too late. My question this week, how are you going to put money on this matchup? Fievel Mouskowitz or Remy from Ratatouille? Who would win? Fievel was from An American Tale, is that correct?
They're fighting?
Is that movie too old? Do you guys know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that one?
Fievel Goes West?
Yeah. Fievel. Yeah, Fievel. Yeah.
Did you say, with the way that Breyer said that, he said from Ratatouille. So I'm assuming
Ratatouille. Wait, are they in like some death fight?
Little mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're both mouse.
I just have recollections of him being on a ship or something.
Yeah, that's what he went America.
West. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I think he had 2 movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ratatouille can control people by pulling their hair, so that's pretty good.
Wow.
That's a pretty good superpower.
I actually never thought about this. Ratatouille is kind of a supernatural movie.
It's a mech anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except nobody got naked.
Well, the rat's naked.
But hold up. Are they supposed to fight to the death? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know.
So it's mech versus.
They're fighting. I don't know if it's got to be to the death. That's kind of dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd put your money on? I gotta go with Remy. I think just rats are gonna beat mice any day of the week.
Rats are bigger.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna get into his mech, and he's a literal chef with a
with
knife.
knives.
Like,
yeah, this is closed. Case closed.
Dreadnought says, when you reach 50, you're offered a chance to live in a retirement house without any bills. The caveat is that you must make an effort to spend at least 20 hours a week with other residents in your area, like sharing meals, hanging out, etc. Would you take this opportunity?
Yes.
I feel like
what do you have to do?
Too
Hang
many
out with
rules.
You have to
Remember before
20
COVID,
hours a week
when you actually saw people like besides on the computer monitor, like you saw them in real life?
There's studies that say you live longer when you socialize more.
Oh God, I'm gonna die tomorrow, maybe.
I feel like there's a loophole here. It just says hang out with people. Can't we just hang out playing Destiny?
I think you can. I think you can hang out online. Same thing.
Yeah, does that count for my keeping me alive if I hang out with people online?
Don't know.
I think that
or does it have
contact,
to be physical?
like touch, I think, is actually pretty
regularly
important.
Like feel up my friends.
Well, they're not really friends.
Get ready for the frisk.
Guys, you want to grab coffee? I need to touch you.
One hand on the butt, one hand on the boob. Okay, coffee time.
My problem with this isn't the rules of being in the retirement home. It's that I don't think I want to go into a retirement home when I'm 50. Like, there's gonna be rules like when you can be fed and like what.
Oh, like
curfews and stuff. Like, that's not gonna be fun.
Do you think when retirement homes are filled with generations that are gamers, they'll be like retirement homes that sell their product on like a LAN party every day? Retirement home.
I could see that.
Definitely. I think it would evolve for sure.
We have VR. We have all the games from your childhood. Halo LAN party room.
We have the first. We have vanilla Destiny 1 in there. You could go and play it with the servers and everything.
I would
all
be
just
so
the grumpy
down.
old people, just the old salty people in the Destiny room.
It's all the PvP players who are. You go in the room, they teabag you automatically. That's how you gain access.
Hugh Arun says, what should we do with the drunken sailor both early in the morning and later in the day?
What should we do with a drunken
sailor? What should we do with it early in the morning?
What do you do in the morning?
Get up.
You got to put him in the brig in the morning. That's a mess, man. You can't have a drunken guy running around. You got to get shit done.
Or it's fun.
Put him in the brig.
Could be a fun day.
Maybe let him drive the ship for a bit.
Video it.
Become a TikTok superstar.
You could have TikTok gold on your hands. Early in the morning.
They love sea shanties.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You got a gold mine on your hands.
Was that just 1 month? Did the sea shanty happen for like 2 weeks and then it was gone?
It was pretty quick.
It didn't last very long.
Hey, like if you're really good at it, you might be able to get it come back for a bit.
You probably could. The original OG sea shanty drunk man.
Yeah, if you're actually on a ship doing
and we're an actual pirate.
And we're an actual pirate. And we're actually drunk.
Wow.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure all the people doing the sea shanties on TikTok were not old enough to drink.
Were they?
That was a fun meme, though, to be honest. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. They have some good stuff on there, all right?
Yeah. This is the last question already. This was really quick.
All right.
Will Scott says, what's one of the funniest things to happen to you when you were drunk? I once fell at full sprint and landed on the corner of my chin and shoulder. Feet in the air. I slid about 5 feet. Hair didn't grow on that part of my chin for 10 years.
What?
Never heard my buddy
where's
behind
the funny
me laugh
part?
So hard before or since. God damn.
This is
That's
not
fun.
I gotta bring it up. Trash can dicks was pretty fun.
That was
fun.
Yeah.
Trash can dicks.
That was good. That was good times.
canned dicks.
And
Fran
abandoned us. Fran abandoned the dicks.
Socializing. All right, you got to socialize. You know.
We were increasing our age limit. God damn. I couldn't think of a word, so I said the limit. Damn.
I got one that's not. It's not alcohol, but it's marijuana.
Oh, even better.
I do photography on as a side job.
Do you get?
And you might be surprised to know this.
High when you do photography, so you can see the.
Never, not even once. That would be
fun.
No.
Creative, get the creative flowing.
You might be surprised to know that photographers do in fact smoke a lot of pot. And one guy gave me a cookie. Yeah, a cookie. And I had never done edibles up to this point. It was a large cookie. I would say 6 inches across, right? It was a big cookie, right?
Oh,
and he said, just eat a quarter of it. Don't eat any more than that. And I said, okay. So I brought it home. This thing was sitting around for probably a month before I kind of forgot about it. And I took it out. I was talking to my wife. I'm like, I think I'm going to eat some of this cookie. And we're sitting in bed. And I was actually watching Twitch streams. And so I ate a quarter of the cookie. And I didn't feel anything, 5 minutes afterward.
Naturally.
So I ate the rest of the cookie.
Oh.
And I was really fucking high. Like super duper high.
Mm-hmm.
Like uncomfortably high. Like thank God my wife was there. And then I'm watching a Twitch stream of a Destiny streamer. And I don't want to talk about the video I made because I'd reveal like too much about who I'm talking about. But I just made a video where I kind of referenced something that they did, and I tuned into their Twitch stream, and they were talking about me directly while I was like way too high, and it was just too fucking much.
Wait, so you made a video whilst high?
No, I had made a video earlier in the day.
Oh, right.
And it referenced this person, and then I tuned into their stream later, and they were talking about me, and their your Twitch chat was talking about me as well. And you know how kind Twitch chat can be.
It was Mylin, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
I wish my dad was here.
It was one of the most like third-person experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
I
am routine. If you see me in a Twitch chat late at night, I'm probably high, as Tefty knows, because I said something about trumpet.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I was having a great time.
There was,
yeah,
go for it, man.
I have a drinking story with Log. I'm sure you'll be. I wasn't going to tell it because, why not?
You should definitely
imagine.
It's not even that bad. It's not even that bad. But anyway, we were well into Gremlin protocol. So it's after midnight.
After midnight, drunk, hanging out.
We've been fed and we were still drinking after midnight. went to the bathroom. Okay, went to the urinals
together,
and so drunk already. Like there's me here at one urinal. There's a space, and then there's Log. He's already peeing, and then I look over and he goes, "Oh, there's vomit in this." So he's standing up, peeing, middle stream, jumps across.
God damn.
Middle stream, whilst peeing, middle stream, didn't put it on, just jumps to the middle urinal. And I was like, mate, we need to go home, I think. We need to get out of here.
Oh, man, that's great.
The Gremlin protocol.
That's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Let's see, real quick. I actually have a getting high story. I was at a party, and I usually don't smoke, honestly. But every now and then, the people from Hollywood Weed would be like, all right, we got this Gorilla Silverback ultimate strain that's going to knock your ass, into the moon or something like that. Smoke this whole thing. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. And so I smoked it, and it hit me. And I began to become, on Jurassic Park, the dinosaur that spat, it like did the thing and then spat, I decided to become that dinosaur. And I was walking around the party, and I had this like fur coat thing on for some reason. I don't remember why. I was whipping up the fur thing and then just going and spatting.
Were you actually spitting at people?
I wasn't spitting, but I was like, you know. And this went on for like a good 30 minutes, and everybody was like, "You are so high, dude. This is ridiculous."
Amazing.
Yeah.
I knew
you were a dinosaur.
Whatever happened,
so uncomfortable.
my brain was like, I have to become this dinosaur from Jurassic Park right now.
You have to, otherwise you feel uncomfortable, right? You start getting the EBs.
Yeah,
you gotta do it.
I didn't want to make it weird. I had to make sure, become the dinosaur.
I didn't want to keep it weird. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make it weird. Don't want to
be like that sometimes.
Or uncomfortable.
Yeah, nobody got uncomfortable, luckily.
No, they were all high too. They're like, let's all be dinosaurs.
Yeah. They're like, look at Taft being a dumbass. Yeah.
Intoxicated Tefty is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Goes on is truly a sight to behold.
Well, that's I think that's the episode, right, guys? Episode 237.
Yes.
Yes.
The one
where
truck nuts.
Mylin learned something new about lore from this podcast, right?
The art for this podcast is definitely going to be that spinning dinosaur.
Oh man. Well, shout out to our Patreon members and our live Twitch subs for supporting the shows. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much for all the support. Mylin, where can people find you? Doing your thing.
MyelinGames, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. All the same.
What?
Find me Googling Alabama Hot Pockets.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Abort.
Just go straight to Google Images.
You can find me teaching people about Alabama Hot Pockets, as we did Mylin today. We are full of lore and.
Briar?
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me. I don't know what I'll be up to in the near future. I'll be doing some shit. We'll get together. Look me up on Twitter at Briar Rabbit.
Nice. And I'm Teft to Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. I do plan on streaming Resident Evil 8 at some point, but I got a thing that came up, so I can't stream it right away. It's gonna be next week. So yeah, that's my plan. Thanks for watching.
We're gonna be doing VOG.
We are gonna be doing VOG on the 22nd when it comes out.
We are.
Yes.
Nice.
Excited about that. So yeah,
yes.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.